Wednesday morning, my friends. I'm Pastor Ben Hayes from First Baptist Church, Dadeville, Alabama, bringing you our thought for the day on this wonderful Wednesday. What a great day we've got ahead of us. What a great morning it's been. It's wintertime again, I'm telling you. But right now, I want to remind you, 10 o'clock men's and women's Bible studies here at the church. 4:45 family night supper, having barbecue sandwiches. 5:45, we've got our prayer meeting, Bible study, children, youth activities, handbell choir. And 6:45, our celebration choir. I think they're meeting. Charlie's out of town, so check on that before you come. Right now, turn with me to one of my favorite passages in all of 1 Corinthians. Now, Paul is known for several major passages in the New Testament that just are truly amazing. I guess the best way to describe it. And 1 Corinthians 15 is one of those, because here is where he gives to us the definition of the gospel. Now, we know gospel means good news. We do. And it's the good news of Jesus Christ. But Paul lines it up for us and tells us exactly what it means. And so I want you to listen to this, starting in verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I declare to you the gospel which I preached to you, which also you received, and in which you stand, by which also you are saved, if you hold fast that word which I preached to you, unless you believed in vain. For I delivered to you first of all that which I also received, that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures, and that he was seen by Cephas, then by the 12. After that he was seen by over 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remain to the present, but some have fallen asleep. After that he was seen by James, then by all the apostles. Then last of all, he was seen by me also as one born out of due time. Wow, what a powerful passage. I mean, he lays the groundwork for us, tells us the importance of the gospel, the priority of the gospel. Then he tells us the meaning, the whole content of the gospel. And then he gives us the proof of the gospel. What a powerful picture this is. Now, go back to verse 1. Paul says, I declare to you the gospel which I preached to you. And remember, when Paul came into a city, that's what he did. He said, I came and I preached Christ crucified. He said, I didn't come with fancy words. I didn't have some sort of persuasive speech. He said, all I did is I came and I preached Christ crucified, risen. And what a powerful message that is, because his desire was not to build an audience. His desire was to win people to salvation, to bring them to Christ. And he says, you in Corinth, you received that and you stand in that gospel. Now think about this. When you trusted in Jesus Christ, you had to receive the gospel. It is the seed that goes into your heart. Now, you remember the parable of the soils that Jesus taught? Sometimes when those seeds go in, they fall on hard soil and the birds come and take them away. Sometimes it falls on stony ground, which maybe takes root and begins to grow, but pretty soon, because it has no depth, it withers away and doesn't bear any fruit. And then sometimes it falls into thorny ground, and the cares of the world grow up and choke it all out. And in that picture of those seeds, understand the gospel has been presented, the gospel has been received, but it has borne no fruit. There has been no salvation. There are a lot of people who are like that. But then there are some who the seed penetrates deep into the good soil. It takes root, it grows, and in that gospel we stand, bearing fruit for the Savior. That's what Paul's talking about here. He says, you stand in the gospel by which also you are saved, salvation. Now understand, not everybody who hears the gospel is going to be saved. Not everybody who listens to the gospel is going to be saved. It's about those where the seed takes root and grows and they bear fruit. And he says, but you're saved if you hold fast that word which I preached to you. See, it's our responsibility to take that and hold it fast. And we see this all the time, people making professions of faith. And they're emotional and they make this profession of faith, but they don't do anything to grow, and they begin to fade away. And most likely these are the seeds that are choked out by the cares of the world because they love the world too much. And Paul says, you're saved unless you believed in vain. In other words, you just really didn't take it to heart. You said you believed, but you really didn't. You have a profession of faith, but not a possession of faith. So that's the priority of the gospel, the purpose of the gospel, to bring us into that saving grace of Jesus Christ so that we can grow and bear fruit. Now, tomorrow we'll talk about the content of the gospel, the message of the gospel, and how that affects us and how that changes our lives. So be thinking about this. Share these videos on your social media so we can get the word out, so more people will come, be drawn to it, and hear the message, the hope of the gospel. Be blessed. I'll see you back here tomorrow.